Most women think they already know what turns a guy on. You think it's the obvious things, your lips, your curves, maybe the way you kiss him. And yes, those things are powerful, but what if I told you that there's one area you've probably been overlooking? One move that can make him feel so good, he'll literally forget how to breathe for a second. I'm talking about the way you touch him down there. More specifically, how you massage his most sensitive spot and take him to a place he didn't even know he could go. Now, don't worry, I'm not about to get graphic with you. This is YouTube, we're keeping it classy, but let's be real. Intimacy isn't just about what happens in the bedroom, it's about the confidence you carry into it. When you know how to surprise a man with your touch, when you know how to own his pleasure in a way that makes him think, wow, no one's ever done that to me before, you instantly stand out, you become unforgettable. Here's the truth: men don't just crave physical release. They crave being desired. They want to feel like you are so into them, so turned on by them, that you can't help but explore every inch of them. And when you're bold enough to go there, you're giving him more than pleasure. You're giving him the gift of total surrender. And here's where most women get it wrong. They either rush straight in because they think men don't care about build up, or they get too nervous, second guessing every little thing, which kills the moment. But the real magic lies in confidence and intention. The way you take your time, the way you tease him, the way you mix control with playfulness, that's what drives him absolutely wild. So today, I'm going to give you 5 simple but powerful keys to massaging his most sensitive spot and making him melt in your hands. These aren't complicated techniques. They're mindset shifts, little adjustments that turn an ordinary moment into something unforgettable. And let me tell you this, once you learn these, once you practice them with confidence, he won't just be hooked on the way you make him feel, he'll be hooked on you. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Let's start with the first and probably the most underrated key tease with intention. Now, here's the thing. Most women think teasing is just about holding back. Like, oh, I won't give it to him yet. I'll make him wait. But teasing isn't about being stingy. It's about building anticipation. It's about giving just enough to spark his desire while keeping him hungry for more. Think about this. Imagine someone brings out your favorite dessert. It's warm. It smells amazing. It's sitting right in front of you. And instead of letting you devour it right away, they slowly slide the spoon closer. They let you taste just a little and then pull it back. What happens? You don't lose interest. You want it even more. That's the power of teasing. When it comes to intimacy, most women go too fast because they assume guys only care about getting to the main event. And sure, guys do like that, but what they love even more is the journey there. It's the way you build the atmosphere, the way you take control of the pacing. That's what gets into his head and makes him think, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. She's driving me crazy. So how do you actually do this? Start outside the obvious zone. Instead of diving straight in, explore. Run your hands over his thighs, his hips, his stomach, areas that are close but not quite there yet. This is where your intention matters. If you're just touching absent-mindedly, he'll feel nothing special. But if you touch him deliberately, with a playful smirk, with a slow, lingering stroke, he feels that energy, he feels your desire. And let me say, this teasing isn't just physical, it's psychological. Use your words, whisper in his ear, say something cheeky like, you're not ready for what I'm about to do. That line alone can send shivers through him. Because it's not just what you're doing, it's the story you're creating in his mind. Here's a secret: men are visual creatures, but they're also incredibly responsive to tone. If your voice drops, if you pause at the right moment, if you look at him like you're about to break every rule in the book, he's gone. That's intention. Now, some of you might be thinking, but won't he get impatient? Yes, and that's the point. That impatience is actually excitement. It's the build-up that makes the release 100 times better. Teasing keeps him locked in the moment because he never knows when you'll give him more. And ladies, don't underestimate how much power this gives you. When you control the pace, you control the energy. You're not just pleasing him, you're creating an experience. You're saying, I'm in charge of how good this feels. And believe me, men secretly love that. Think about the last time you were with someone who rushed everything. How did it feel? Probably mechanical, forgettable, like they were just trying to get it over with. Now imagine someone who slowed it down, who looked at you like you were the only thing that mattered, who made every touch feel intentional. That's unforgettable. That's what tasing with intention does. So here's your takeaway: don't rush. Use the space around his most sensitive areas. Use your hands, your voice, your timing. Make him wait. Make him wonder. Because when you finally give in, when you finally take things further, the explosion of desire is going to be 10 times stronger. And he'll remember that you were the one who made him lose control. Ladies, remember, teasing isn't about denial. It's about building anticipation until he's practically begging for more. That's when you know you've got him exactly where you want him. Let's talk about something that matters even more than technique. You could have the perfect touch, the right rhythm, even the most creative moves in the world. But if you don't bring confidence into the moment, it all falls flat, because confidence is the real aphrodisiac. Here's why men are deeply tuned into energy. They can feel when you're hesitant. They can sense if you're holding back or second guessing yourself. And the second they pick up on that, the spell is broken. But when you move with certainty, when you touch him like you know he's going to love it, that's irresistible. Think about it. If someone kisses you but they seem nervous, you immediately feel awkward. But if someone kisses you with intensity, with certainty, like they know you want it, suddenly the kiss feels electric. The same applies here. Confidence says, I'm in control of this moment. And trust me, men love when a woman takes control. Not because they want to be dominated all the time, but because they want to feel chosen. They want to feel your boldness, your desire. Confidence tells him, I'm not afraid to explore you. I'm not afraid to please you. And I'm definitely not afraid to enjoy myself while I do it. Now let me tell you a little secret. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's not about knowing 100 techniques or memorizing a step-by-step manual. Confidence is about attitude. It's about being playful, laughing if something feels silly, not overthinking every move. In fact, the sexiest moments often come from when you let go of control in your mind and just lean into the fun. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're touching him, and instead of worrying, am I doing this right? You smile, look him in the eye and say, you like that, don't you? That small moment of boldness is going to blow his mind, because now it's not just about the physical touch. It's about the connection, the energy you're radiating. Confidence also means giving yourself permission to be expressive. If you're enjoying yourself, let it show. Breathe heavier, moan softly, close your eyes. Don't hide your enjoyment, because when he sees you feeling it, he feels even more turned on. Men are wired to respond to your pleasure. Your confidence in showing it amplifies his. And let's be honest, confidence isn't only attractive to him, it's empowering for you. It flips the script. You're no longer thinking, I hope he likes this. Instead, you're saying, I know he's going to love this because I'm the one giving it to him. That shift in mindset is huge. It makes you magnetic, irresistible, unforgettable. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but what if I don't feel confident? What if I'm nervous? That's okay. Confidence can be practiced. Start small. Make eye contact a little longer. Add a playful comment. Touch him a bit more deliberately. Each time you do it, you'll see his reaction, and that reaction will build your confidence even more. So here's your challenge the next time you're with him. Don't overthink your technique. Focus instead on how you're carrying yourself. Slow down, take a breath, and own the moment. Move with the energy of a woman who knows she's a goddess in his eyes, because when you do that, you don't just please him, you mesmerize him. Ladies, remember this: skills are important, but confidence is the fire that makes those skills unforgettable. Touch him like you already know he's going to lose his mind, and he absolutely will. Here's where things get really interesting. You've teased him, you've got that confidence flowing, and now it's time to play with one of the most powerful tools you have: pressure. Now don't panic. I'm not talking about pressure in the sense of stress or expectations. I'm talking about the pressure of your touch. Because here's the truth: if you do the exact same motion with the exact same pressure over and over again, it gets predictable, and predictability is the enemy of passion. Think about it like music. Imagine listening to a song where every single beat is exactly the same. No highs, no lows, no rhythm changes. Boring, right? But when a song has a mix, when it swells, slows, builds, and explodes, that's when it becomes unforgettable. Your touch works the same way. Most women fall into one of two traps. They either go too soft the whole time, which feels nice but doesn't take him anywhere, or they go too firm and don't change it up, which can get overwhelming. The magic happens when you mix it up. Start light, almost like a whisper across his skin. That gentleness heightens his sensitivity. He'll lean into it, craving more. Then gradually increase the pressure. Make it firmer, more deliberate. That contrast, the shift from soft to strong, creates a roller coaster effect in his body. And here's the fun part. You don't have to stick to one rhythm. Slow it down, then speed it up. Alternate between long, drawn-out strokes and shorter, teasing ones. Unpredictability keeps his brain firing with dopamine because he never knows what's coming next. And that's what drives him wild. But let me give you an extra layer to this. Your touch doesn't exist in isolation. It's amplified by your expression, your breathing, your energy. Imagine you're building him up with soft strokes, then suddenly you add a firmer touch while looking him dead in the eye with a mischievous smile. That moment alone can make his whole body jolt with desire. Here's another secret: men often won't tell you what pressure they like best, but their bodies will. Pay attention. If he tenses up, eases into it, moans a little louder, or grips the sheets, you just hit the sweet spot. That's your cue to play with it, to find the rhythm that makes him completely lose himself. Now let me be clear, mixing up the pressure isn't about overcomplicating things. You don't need 100 tricks. All you need is awareness, variety, and the willingness to play. One moment light as a feather, the next moment firm enough to make him gasp. That balance is what makes the experience unforgettable. And here's where confidence from K.2 comes in. Because when you mix pressure with certainty, when you deliberately choose when to go soft, when to go firm, you're sending him a message. I'm in control of this ride, and men love that. So here's my challenge for you: the next time you're with him, experiment. Notice how he reacts when you change it up. Don't be afraid to surprise him, because when you learn how to play with pressure, you're not just giving him pleasure. You're creating an experience that feels alive, unpredictable, and deeply addictive. Remember, ladies, same old is forgettable. Variety is unforgettable. And mixing up the pressure is how you take him from this feels good to I never want this to stop. Listen closely, because this point right here is what separates an okay lover from an unforgettable one. Number 4 is simple. Watch his reaction. Now, here's the thing. Every man is different. What drives one guy wild might barely register for another. Some men like gentleness, others like a little intensity. Some respond more to touch, others to your voice, your eyes, even the way you breathe. So if you're trying to follow some universal rule book, you're missing the point. The secret is this: his body will tell you everything you need to know. Pay attention to the little cues, the way his breathing changes, the way his body tenses or relaxes, the subtle sounds he makes when he's really feeling it. If you notice his chest rising faster, or his hand tightening on your arm, or even that soft moan slipping out, you just found his sweet spot. That's your green light to keep going, maybe even to take it up a notch. Think of yourself as both the artist and the scientist in the moment. You're creating pleasure, yes, but you're also observing, testing, adjusting. When you see what works, amplify it. When something doesn't land, change it. That adaptability is what makes him feel like you understand him on a level no one else does. And here's where it gets sexy: when you react to his reactions, you create this feedback loop of desire. He feels seen, he feels understood, he feels like you're not just going through the motions, you're tuned into him. That's powerful. That's intimate. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're exploring him and you notice the second you touch a certain way, his breath catches. Instead of ignoring it and moving on, you pause, give him a sly smile, and then do it again, slower this time. That moment tells him, I saw that, I know what you like, and I'm going to give it to you again just because I can. Ladies, that's the kind of thing that makes a man absolutely addicted to you. And let me say this, don't underestimate the power of eye contact here. Sometimes just locking eyes with him when you notice he's about to lose control can intensify everything by tenfold. Because it's not just physical, it's emotional. He's not only feeling pleasure, he's feeling connection. Now, I know some of you might think, but what if I get it wrong? What if I misread his signals? Relax. That's part of the fun. If you try something and he doesn't respond much, don't panic, switch it up. Tease him, ask him playfully, you like that. A little verbal feedback can turn the moment from guesswork into a flirty game. Men aren't expecting you to be a mind reader. But when you show that you're paying attention, that you care enough to notice his reactions and adjust to them, that's what makes him feel desired. And believe me, when a man feels like you see him in that way, he won't stop thinking about you. So here's your takeaway: don't just do, observe. Don't just touch, Read. His body is giving you all the information you need. You just have to tune in, because when you master this, you're not only giving him pleasure, you're giving him the kind of intimacy that no one else has ever offered him. And trust me, that's what keeps him coming back for more. Here we are, the final key. And if you master this one, you won't just please him, you'll own him. Key number 5 is take control of the moment. Now, let's be honest. In a lot of intimate situations, women feel like it's the man's job to lead. Society has programmed us to think that men should set the pace, men should initiate, men should decide where it goes. And while that can be true sometimes, here's the secret men absolutely love when you flip the script. Taking control doesn't mean you have to dominate him 24/7. It's not about being aggressive unless that's your vibe. What it does mean is stepping into the moment with authority, with boldness, with a playful, I know exactly what I'm doing kind of energy. Why does this drive him wild? Because when you take control, you're telling him, I want you so badly, I can't wait any longer. I'm going to enjoy you on my terms. That confidence is intoxicating. It's a mix of power and desire, and men crave it more than they'll ever admit out loud. Think about it. How many times has he taken the lead with you? Probably a lot. Now imagine flipping that around. Imagine him lying back while you decide the pace. You're the one who chooses when to go slow, when to go fast, when to tease, and when to give him everything. That surrender, that feeling of being taken over, creates a level of intensity he doesn't normally get. And here's the best part. When you take control, you free him from overthinking. Men often feel pressure to perform, to make sure they're doing it right, to please you. But when you step in and guide the moment, you lift that weight off his shoulders. You're saying, relax, I've got this. And that relief makes him even more turned on. So how do you actually take control? It's in the little things. The way you position his body, the way you tell him, don't move, the way you give him a playful smile that says, I'm running the show tonight. It doesn't have to be serious. It can be cheeky, fun, even lighthearted. But the message is clear right now. You belong to me. And here's a bonus. When you mix control with variety and teasing, you create an addictive cocktail of emotions in him. He doesn't just feel good physically, he feels captivated mentally. Because now the experience isn't just about pleasure, it's about surrender, trust, and intensity. That combination is what makes him replay the moment in his mind again and again. Ladies, remember, men are used to chasing. They're used to leading. But when you flip that and show him you're just as capable of driving him crazy, it blows his mind. He'll never forget the woman who took control with confidence and made him feel like he was the one being desired. So here's your challenge next time. Don't just wait for him to guide the moment. Step in. Take charge, move his hands where you want them, set the pace, look him in the eye and let him know you're in control. Because when you do, you're not just pleasing him, you're creating a memory, a fantasy, an experience that he'll crave long after the moment is over. And that, ladies, is how you take him from pleased to obsessed. We've talked about the 5 keys: teasing with intention, showing confidence, mixing up the pressure, watching his reactions, and finally taking control of the moment. And here's the truth. None of these are complicated. They're not about memorizing techniques or turning intimacy into a checklist. They're about energy, because when you approach a man with confidence, when you touch him with intention, when you stay tuned into how he responds, you create more than pleasure. You create an experience, one that's unpredictable, unforgettable, and addictive. And let me say this, when you step into that role, when you're bold enough to explore him and make him feel deeply desired, you instantly stand out. You're no longer just the woman he's attracted to. You become the woman he can't get out of his head. So the next time you're with him, don't just focus on getting it right. Focus on the vibe you're creating. Slow down, take your time, tease, surprise, connect. Because when you do, you're not just massaging his body, you're massaging his mind, his ego, his desire. And that, ladies, is what makes him absolutely hooked on you. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 keys are you most excited to try. And if you want more tips like this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started.